The spiritual successor to the SteelSeries Arctis One wireless was finally released about 2 weeks ago with the Arctis Nova 3 wireless. It was made to be the lightest and cheapest wireless headset in the Nova lineup. But is it worth your money? Let's fully go over it and find that out. But before we get into the video, I do want to mention that this headset was sent out to me by SteelSeries, but I'm not being paid and every opinion given is mine and mine alone. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. When first opening the box, you'll see the headset itself, which I real quick went ahead and took all the protective cardboard off of. Under the accessories box is a manual, and in the accessories box is a few things, with the first being the detachable microphone, which actually has a puff included, which is nice. There's a really short USB-C to USB-C cable, a USB-C to USB-A adapter, and the 2.4 GHz dongle. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into the headset itself. Starting off with the build quality. The entire headset is, of course, as you probably expect for a more budget product, is fully made out of plastic, but it feels pretty sturdy without the feeling of needing to be careful with it. Continuing over from every other Nova headset is this super comfortable ski goggle type band on the headband, which puts a really nice even amount of pressure on your head. It can be adjusted from 5 different heights using the holes on the band itself. Unlike the higher end Nova headsets, the hinges on the Nova 3 wireless are more normal, I'd say. They have a really nice amount of adjustability and essentially conform to your head shape. They can also be turned all the way out and laid flat either on a desk or around your neck, which is nice. The hinges allow you to adjust the height of it, which along with the adjustable headband, makes this headset extremely versatile and can really be used by anyone no matter your head shape. The ear cups on the Nova 3 wireless are made from the same Airweave memory foam as every other Nova headset, other than the Pros, which have vegan leather cushions. In my opinion, the Airweave cushions are super comfortable and really prevent your ears from getting hot. My previous headset before upgrading to the Nova Pros were the Arctis Nova 7s, which had these same ear cups, and I never had any complaints with them and they held up extremely well. The ear cups on this headset can be removed and replaced though, with either a new pair of Airweave cushions or the vegan leather ones that are on the Pros, which you can both find on the SteelSeries website. Before we continue going over the rest of the headset, I do want to mention the overall comfort. As I just mentioned, the default ear cups are extremely comfortable, but due to the Nova 3 wireless being completely made out of plastic, it's only 260 grams, which is somehow only 7 grams lighter than the wired one, which I don't know what type of magic they did there to pull that off. Being 260 grams with the super comfortable ear cups and the extremely supportive headband, I often forget that this headset's even on, which is something you really want from a wireless pair of headphones. Back to the rest of the headset. On the back of the left ear cup are a few controls, with the first being a pretty large mute button for the microphone, which we'll fully go over a little later. When you press the mute button, you'll hear a little sound in the headset indicating that you did so. Something else you'll probably want to know if you've never had a SteelSeries headset and you choose to buy this one: when the headset is unmuted, the button will be clicked in farther, but when it's muted, the button will be sticking out farther, so just keep that in mind. Below the mute button is a volume rocker. It's tactile, and at its max volume, it gets actually extremely loud. And when you hit max volume, there'll be a little chime in the headset to indicate that you did that as well. You can also click it in once to pause or unpause your media, click it twice to go next a song, or click it 3 times to go back a song. And lastly, you can hold down the volume rocker to change to your chat mix volume. Under the volume rocker is a small little power button, which you'll need to hold down to either turn on or off the headset. When doing this, the ringer on the power button will continually blink green, and after the headset fully turns on, that light will either blink green, orange, or red depending on your battery life. If you click the power button when the headset's already on, you'll swap between the 2.4 GHz mode and the Bluetooth mode, and just like everything else, inside the headset you'll hear a little chime letting you know. Unlike the higher end Nova headsets, there isn't simultaneous Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz. However, you can super easily swap between the two, just like I said, by just clicking the power button once. Since we're already talking about this, I guess there's no better time to go over the connectivity. The Nova 3 wireless has Bluetooth 5.3, which can connect super quickly to really any device that supports Bluetooth, and when using it, the latency and sound quality are, as expected, pretty good. When using the included USB-C dongle, you'll be connected through the 2.4 GHz mode, which will give you the best audio quality and latency. One pretty cool thing with the Nova 3 wireless is even if you're using the 2.4 GHz mode, if you've already paired your phone with your headset through Bluetooth, then you'll still be connected through your phone on standby mode. This allows you to receive phone calls through the headset even while you're gaming, but it also lets you seamlessly use the Arctis mobile app. The Arctis mobile app gives you a decent amount of features and customizability that otherwise you'd only be able to use if you were on PC. So if you're only really a console gamer and you don't have access to a PC, then this might actually be a huge reason to buy this specific headset. In the Arctis app, you can see the current battery percentage of the headphones, customize the volume and side tone, as well as swap between over 200 presets, which were either made by SteelSeries, the devs to a ton of different games, as well as esports players of a ton of different games. Other than games, there's also some media presets made by SteelSeries for if you want to listen to music, watch shows, or watch movies. You can also select separate presets for the 2.4 GHz mode and Bluetooth mode. So if you primarily listen to music through the Bluetooth mode and game through the 2.4 GHz mode, then you can have different presets for each one, and they'll automatically change when you swap between the two. The only real downside to the app is that you can't make custom EQs. To do that, you'll need a PC and to use the SteelSeries GG app. But after you do, the presets that you make on the PC will also be on your mobile app. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been wondering about the audio quality. The default sound that comes out of these is actually pretty good, but after tweaking the EQ to my specific liking, I was really surprised. Now, of course, if you don't have a PC, you can't make custom EQs. But like I mentioned, there's so many EQs, I'd be surprised if you couldn't find one that you liked. If you're just looking for overall good sound, then I do recommend the #blood preset. As from what I've found, it makes the headset have a pretty good amount of bass and pretty decent clarity. But if you personally don't like how that sounds, then using another EQ or just using the headset without an EQ is still a good option. The Nova 3 Wireless is fully compatible with the Tempest 3D audio for PS5, as well as Microsoft Spatial Audio for both Xbox and PC. So if you like to get super immersed in really any game that you play, then this is great to have. When it comes to the battery life on the Nova 3, just like every other Nova headset, it's just really good. SteelSeries claims that a full charge lasts about 30 hours, which from my experience is pretty accurate. The charging is also extremely good, with 15 minutes of charge using the USB-C port at the bottom of the headset, giving you about 9 hours of playtime, which is kind of crazy. The last thing on this headset that I still haven't really mentioned is the microphone. Unlike every other headset in the Nova lineup, instead of an extremely cool retractable mic that sits flush with the headset, the Nova 3 Wireless has a detachable microphone which connects to the headset using a 3.5mm jack. What you're hearing right now is coming directly from the onboard mic with the included puff. In my opinion, it actually sounds pretty decent by default, but if you really want to and you have access to a computer, then you could change the microphone preset to change how it sounds. Unfortunately, this isn't available in the mobile app, but considering it sounds pretty good by default, I don't think you gotta worry about that. My one gripe with the microphone is the side tone, which is when the microphone sends the audio back in your ears, so it's just easier to talk. Even on the lowest level, the side tone is still a little too loud for my personal liking. But that's just me, and if I kept using the headset, I'm sure I'd get used to it. The SteelSeries Arctis Nova 3 Wireless comes in at a pretty impressive price of $110, as well as coming in two different versions. Either the Xbox version, which is compatible with really any device, including the PlayStation, or the PlayStation version, which is compatible with really everything excluding the Xbox. So as I always say, there's really no reason to get the PlayStation version, as even if you don't have an Xbox right now, if you ever get one, it's still nice to have the ability to use it on it. It's also nice that the PlayStation and Xbox version don't have like color-coded headbands like some other SteelSeries headsets do. I do want to mention that if you get the Xbox version, the dongle will have a switch on it with two different modes, Xbox and PC. The dongle comes default on Xbox, so unless you're going to specifically immediately go and use it on your Xbox, then I recommend changing it to the PC mode so you don't have weird interference issues. Other than that, the Nova 3 Wireless comes in 4 different colorways: black, white, lilac, and aqua, which gives you a ton of different options. Even coming from my daily driver being the highest end Nova headset that SteelSeries has, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how good this headset really was. I've genuinely enjoyed my time with this headset, and I truly recommend it if you're looking for a more budget wireless headset that really doesn't have any downsides. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys being here, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos.